Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's Redington motion session. The topic of today's session is Imperva application security. The speaker for today's session is Ashraf. During the session, if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A tab on the left, and they'll be answered at the end of the session. Ashraf, over to you, please.
Thank you so much. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Ashraf Mujawar. I hope you guys can hear me very clearly. I hope you guys are keeping well. I'm actually a pre-sales engineer from Redington Gulf. We are actually going through, with a different virtual webinars in order to give you people different understanding on the different solutions. For today's topic, I have chosen specifically to, understand and basically give the overview of how can we secure the applications. The applications are the very important part for an organization, of course, and we are trying to touch base that specific point. How do we provide a security to those applications, and what is the most important thing to be looked at it in order to while providing an application security? What is application security, and how do we provide security? We are actually the value-added distributor. We based out in this region. Our head office is in Dubai, and we basically wanted to give the understanding of the solution, and which we are having. The distribution is called Imperva. So the today's topic is securing the applications using the Imperva Cloud WAF. That is basically the topic we have chosen, and I'll be taking you to the small presentation. Of course, as I mentioned, if you have any specific queries or something, you are more than welcome to type the questions in the Q&A section. And once we finish the presentation, I will be happy to take up those questions. So let's start. So I would like to just before we start understanding how do we provide a security to the applications, let's try to understand what are the challenges which we have from the application security side. As you all know, that the applications and the associated frameworks with those are generally highly agile in nature, right? Those applications are continuously changing, right? Each in the development are keep on going. You may be using the legacy applications in order to do it. So there are different challenges which we normally face by providing the application security as such. If you see, the applications are actually the very important, and I would say one of the popular ways of compromising any of the infrastructure, right? So even why it is like that, because normally when you're talking about the applications, there are a lot of applications who are hosted over to the internet, which automatically makes them vulnerable, because when it's accessible to the public, it basically invite the attackers or the intruders to come and basically attack those applications. So since this has been hosted outside, we need to always take a proper countermeasures, and we should be providing a proper security in order to secure those applications. And for that reason, it is very important that an IT should adopt sufficient measures and basically have a proper solution in place in order to block certain kind of application-centric attacks. Some of the statistics, if you look at it from the application perspective, we are going to talk about the web applications very specifically today. And if you see the attack statistics today, you can see the web applications are normally, vulnerable for the different kind of attacks. So basically, some of the common known attacks will be a cross-site scripting, SQL injection, pass traversal attacks, file inclusion attacks, and so on. Denial of service, something which has to be looked at it, right? So these are some of the statistics. You can look at it from the sites which is available openly over the internet. And of course, once you know that the applications are very important to be secure, you need to understand how can you mitigate this application-centric risks, correct? So how do we do it? First of all, you need to adopt a very strong framework to measure the application security, such as OWASP top 10 or the automated top 20. So if you know the OWASP is basically the Open Web Application Standards, which basically understand the risk related to the applications, and then basically they they basically understand the different attacks can happen, and then they basically categorize those attacks as a top 20 or top 10. So the attacks which you have seen in the previous slides, those are also coming from the OWASP top 10. So of course you need to have very important. You need to take adopt a strong frameworks in order to secure those applications. And how do we do it? First of all, the most important what you can keep it, you keep the web application firewalls in place. So since we know these applications are hosted to the outside world, we need to make sure that we follow the proper web application we need to follow the proper guidelines in order to secure those applications. Those applications, even though it has been hosted to the outside world, we need to make sure that those are not directly accessible by the the users who's connecting from outside. It has to be goes from a certain kind of solution who will provide you the security against those kind of attack. And web application firewalls are popularly known for that. So what is our mission with that? We basically help your data and your applications to secure from different kind of attacks or from the cyber criminals. So as you see, the world basically is moving towards over to the different kind of developments. Application developments are happening. There are so many API calls been introduced. I would say around 80% of the communications happening over the internet is happening through API calling, right? So we need to adopt a very important system in order to secure our applications from the attackers as well as from the cyber criminals. So let's talk about what Imperva basically provides. What are the areas Imperva normally concentrate on? So there are three primary areas Imperva normally concentrating as a solution totally. One would be application security. That is what we are going to talk about today. Apart from that, Imperva also help you to secure your data. So data which resides in organization, it's a very sensitive part for an organization. Leaking a data would have a very big impact for an organization. So Imperva provides a security to even for the data. And of course, we talked about APIs. Since there are a lot of API calls are happening over internet, we need to make sure that we also provide an API security to our applications who's also using the API calling functionalities. The deployment perspective, we do support multiple kind of deployments. You can have the deployment from the on-premise, hybrid, or cloud, correct? And so what I mean is whether your application is in the cloud, whether your application's in the on-premise, or spread across in both the sites, on-premise as well as the cloud, we provide a security to it. Even for a data, even for the APIs, we do have a solutions for that. We can prevent wherever your data goes, wherever your applications are, wherever your application API calls are maintained, we have a solution for it. Now let's try to understand when you have a data and applications and APIs, who's normally access this specific entities, right? If you talk about from the outside of an organizations, normally these entities or this data or API or applications are normally accessible by the partners, right? Because it's when you have a certain organization where they need to share certain kind of application, certain kind of information, and you basically, when you host the application over the internet, you might have a partners who's basically accessing those applications. You will have the customers who's accessing these applications. You might have the contractors who's basically accessing those applications, correct? And apart from that, of course, when there is a legitimate people, there are some intruders, some hackers, some bad boss will also try to access that specific applications or the data, correct? And to avoid it, in order to provide a security from Imperva, we do provide secure application delivery methods. We provide CDN, content delivery networks, in order to provide a secure connectivity to our partners, customers, and contractors, so that my data gets secure, my applications are secure, not been compromised by specific kind of attacks. With the CDN, we provide a load balancing as well capabilities. We provide a web application firewall. We discussed. We also have a RASP as a technology, which basically connects to both the worlds. if you need to have more security towards your endpoints where the applications are reside, RASP is going to play a very important role over there. Then of course we also have the DDoS protection. That's also we provide from the securing an application perspective. The next point we're going to talk about it, how we can analyze, how we can understand, and how we will analyze that specific attack which has happened, and how do we visualize that. So this is what we provide from the attack analytics. That is basically a central console where you get to see the entire visibility of what has been happening. So the attack analytics is going to play a very important role over here. Let's say we also have data, which is basically also accessible from inside. So we talked about who access from outside. Let's talk about who normally access from the inside the organizations. Of course, we have a certain trusted people, our employees. We have the privileged users who's basically accessing those specific data applications from inside as well. And we also have certain kind of people who with the malicious intentions, the people who does not care about the securities, and of course there may be possibility someone already been compromised, who's already sitting inside a network and trying to access certain kind of data. So what are the security measures what we take against it? For the data security and compliances, we give you the complete visibility of what is exactly happening with those data. We set up the policy so that we can block certain kind of accesses. We provide a proper reporting, monitoring, and any kind of malicious malicious accesses we will be blocking is, of course, the masking capabilities we also provide. And this also basically can go to the data risk analytics. That's basically again the analytics engine, which basically does certain kind of use the AI and ML capabilities in order to do the proper correlation and basically gives you the proper visibility of the attack life cycle will be properly visible to you. And those information can always be sent over to the SIM in order to have the better visibility to give you to SOC team. So since you understand now what we do from the Imperva as a nutshell, let's try to focus on the Imperva application security, and let's understand what exactly as an Imperva we provide and where we as a stand as providing the application security to the outside, to the world. If we talk about why Imperva, of course, Imperva is actually, if you talk about the WAF, the web application firewall segment from the, if you do the market research and you find out what are the market research organizations are there in the market, like Gartner and the Forresters and other market research organizations, and if you find out that who's number one, though, so just to tell you that it's been 6 years since the Imperva has been leading in the field of the WAF. So we are leaders since 6 years, and even if you see the latest reports from the Gartner, we are actually number one. We are number one in the WAF segment. With Imperva, we help you to secure not only the application which is there in the cloud, but also the on-premise applications as well. With Imperva, we help you to stop OWASP top 10 and automated top 20 applications attacks. Automated OWASP top 10 and automated top 20 attacks. We basically prevent you using the Imperva WAF. We have a different flexible deployments. We provide the on-premise deployments. We also provide deployments over to the Azure platform, AWS platform, and we also have as a services provided by the Imperva. With the help of an attack visibility, which is basically a patented technology from us, we basically helps you to do the dynamic application profiling. This is basically really helpful to analyze the applications, make a profile of an application and provide provide a security to that specific application without having more on a false positive sides. From the reporting perspective, we give you the rich graphical reports with the understanding of a security status, understanding of how does the regulatory compliances requires, and how we can achieve the regulatory compliance with that. Apart from WAF, securing the applications is not only limited to providing the OWASP top 10 and OWASP automated top 20 vulnerabilities, the attacks, but we also need to do more than WAF. So Imperva helps you to provide a DDoS protection. the bot control, in order to provide any kind of botnet attacks or something. We also help you with the API security, account takeover protections, something which is very important, which if any kind of credential dumping which has attacks is happening over to those applications, somebody's trying to do the website scrubbing or website scrapping the data and everything, which is going to be completely prevented by Imperva WAF. And of course, we also provide you the attack analytics with that. With that, just to show you the magic quadrant of this, you can see the Imperva is undisputed leader in the leaders quadrant from magic quadrant of Gartner. This is the proof. And if you go and look at the last 6 years report, you can find out Imperva being the leaders in the WAF segment from Gartner. So what are the solutions we offer by Imperva for the application security? We have two solutions. One, the customers who are ready to accept the cloud, we have the Imperva Cloud, okay, Imperva Cloud WAF, and the users who are okay, who have a more application which is hosted inside their organizations. For those guys, we also offer the Imperva on-premise solutions. So let's look at it quickly, differences between both of them and what exactly we offer from Imperva Cloud and Imperva on-premise solution. So let's first talk about Imperva Cloud WAF. So as you know, the applications today, which has been, if you wish to provide the security to the applications, sometimes you need to have the proper appliances in place, you need to have the proper knowledge in place, and of course when this if you need to provide proper security to the cloud deliver applications and all, it will be always extremely difficult to configurations, and then there is a different approach we need to follow, right? So in order to avoid that, in order to have the better security, better performance, and the continuous delivery of the methods, Imperva Cloud offers the Cloud WAF as a solution, which is going to have the going to provide the entire security to the applications, maintaining the performance and complete availability with a continuous delivery. So let's try to understand what was the traditional approach which normally the WAF solutions used to follow. You know that whenever any user wanted to access any of the application, the target applications, normally the user when they try to go to the specific website, let's say www.imperva.com, if they try to go, they normally hit, with the traditional approach of WAF I'm talking about, they normally hit to the caching server, whether they try to they claim to accelerate the delivery of it. Then this goes and hit the scrubbing server, where we basically check any kind of DDoS attack which has been happening, and this since this checks on the layer 7, since this will be checked on the network layer in order to see the application layer attack. We need with this will the specific packet will be flowed towards the WAF rules, and once the WAF rule identified, if your WAF is running in inline mode or a blocking mode, then only those specific attacks will be blocked. Otherwise, there's a chances that your application may go offline. Correct? So if your WAF is not running in inline mode, there's always a chance that you get compromised and basically bypass inside the network. But what is the problem here is when you follow the traditional approach, each and every functionality, each and every feature is going to take his own time to analyze the data and then basically pass it on to the other feature. What exactly happens is, even though we have a CDN network which normally claims a 5 milliseconds of a delivery method, because of all the other components are not able to share any intelligence between each other, the time is always gets more 20 times more than that. So we need to have a solution in place who's basically help you to provide a secure framework where all these modules, all these functionalities, all the features are going to talk to each other and should be able to share the intelligence, and should be, whenever the traffic hits to the web application firewall, it should be providing the better security with better performance and the availability. That's what exactly we do from the Cloud WAF. We normally combine all those methods with each other. We have a single security framework where we make sure that all our components are communicates to each other and they share intelligence. So as soon as the traffic hits, if they all basically shares, if they analyze that there is a basically malicious content, malicious access which has been malicious bot or a bad bot or any kind of malicious traffic which has been reported, automatically the traffic will be dropped, and only the traffic with only the clean traffic with the legitimate request will only be passed through the original server. So this is something, the approach what we follow in order to provide the continuous security with the Cloud WAF. So if you talk about Imperva Cloud WAF, how do we onboard it is something which is very easy. You don't need to have any on-premise applications, nothing. You just change your DNS settings, current DNS settings, and your application will start going from a WAF. Once it is started going from a WAF, as soon as the DNS entry gets changed and your traffic now started hitting the WAF, and then WAF basically started sending the traffic to the applications. What is going to happen is it's at the same moment that you started providing the security, only the legitimate traffic will be allowed to go to the original servers, and then on any kind of spammers, any kind of bad bots, any kind of DDoS attacks and hackers will be completely trashed out by the functionalities of a WAF. And we also provide certain kind of load balancer when the traffic going out. We also have the load balancing capabilities in order to accelerate the traffic. With the help of a CDNs and the load balancing, we will be able to do the accelerator more traffic, which basically adds a real values to the organizations in order to have the better performance with their applications. So what we cover from the WAF module is we cover the access control, where we basically try to block any unwanted IPs, any traffic coming from a specific region, from a specific countries. We also provide the bot mitigation attack to block any kind of attacks which is coming from a bad bots, any kind of website scrappers, or any kind of spammers who's trying to access your applications from outside. It is completely will be blocked. Of course, the WAF module will be in place. The account takeover protection, where any kind of brute force attack which is happening will be completely prevented. We also have the API security provided. So in case of any kind of API compromise which has been happening, it will automatically prevent it by using our open API security. And the last but not the least, we can always define our own custom rules which basically help our applications to block a specific kind of application attacks as well. So that's what about Cloud WAF. We do a lot of things with the Cloud WAF. It is something which is very highly selling solution from Imperva as a WAF. So because there are a lot of customers who started moving to the clouds, it is something which is lots of talk about, and something which provides better control to the organizations as well. So even we also provide the on-premise WAF. So if a customer who's mainly running all their applications and wants to secure their applications running on-premise, the Imperva on-premise WAF will be a better match for them. So what exactly the main differences between the Cloud WAF and the on-premise WAF is, of course, we'll be able to provide a better DDoS protection from the cloud as well, of course, where the on-premise Imperva secure spare, we call it as, they normally concentrate on the targeted attacks. Apart from that, we also give you the security against the reputational attack, bad reputation IPs and the bad bots, any kind of generic attack, which is normally followed by the WAF OS frameworks. We also provide the access controls. We understand the logic of the attacks and basically give you the better visibility of it. And with our patented technology, we are able to provide you the better application profiling in order to reduce any kind of false positives and able to give the better control and the security to your applications. We also have a threat radar as a service, which we normally which connects to both the worlds together, which is basically our reputation service, who's basically takes the data from the multiple sources. Even we have our own team who basically feed in the data. It also takes the data from the different part of the world where the Imperva solutions are running, and of course we also take a certain kind of feeds from a different third-party solutions as well. With all those things, we have a better engine of visibility using the AI and ML capabilities, and with the reputation behavior analytics we basically follow. With that, we are able to block any kind of attacks, of where the attack has been initiated and how to prevent against those specific kind of attacks. So if you talk about WAF, Imperva WAF as an on-premise solution, what we cover is, first of all, the very important point, we provide a dynamic profiling. This is something a patented one from our side. We continuously learn the applications, we understand the applications. As soon as you basically onboard any application to Imperva WAF, it's automatically started analyzing and started creating the profile for that specific applications. Once he started analyzing it, he will learn it. Then it will help you to take a better decisions in order to take actions against the different pages or directories are available, URLs are available in that specific website. So it analyze not only the entire website, entire web page, we also analyze each and every parameters, and with the help of our parameters, we also understand what is the expected inputs are there, based on which we can define whether this can be an anomaly request, or this is an abnormal request, or this is a legitimate request, and this way we will be able to provide a better control over to the application security. We follow the certain correlation engine. We have a proper correlation engine where we basically helps you to block certain kind of attacks. So whenever the request comes in, it always it has to go from a different engines, WAF correlation engine, in order to reach to the destination, which is our real servers or web servers. And once it passes through, it better give you the security, and if any kind of attack which has been detected, it will be blocked by the certain engine itself. So we always correlate with each other. We provide a correlation engine. Of course, we start with a reputation service. Any kind of bad IP or bad reputation will be blocked. Bot protections, we'll be providing the bot protection to that. We also provide the ATO protections. And if everything is clean from the intelligence perspective, then we perform the protocol validations. And then we will look at the signature-based attack, which can be blocked by using the signatures. And last but not the least, we also depend on the application profiling before we allow any kind of traffic to reach to the web servers. With the help of this correlation engine and with the help of our threat radar service, we will be able to block all kind of attacks which is claimed to be malicious. This is basically the service which we are having. We basically takes the data from the different solutions. We take it from. We have our own Imperva Defense Center. We also have a third-party partners which has been communicating and basically sharing this threat intelligence, the threat feeds with us. And of course, we also taking that specific events of data from a different customers available from Imperva all over the world. We do a multiple types of deployments. We provide a deployments from a pitch mode, transparent reverse proxy mode, and multiple modes, which is like sniffing mode or something. If you wish to just monitor it, do not block it, you can go for the sniffing mode. But we also we can put our WAF solution in inline mode, so that any traffic passing through a WAF should be able to set the rules so that it can block those specific attacks. We have a single management where through which you can configure a multiple gateways, and you can have a single management to manage all your activities runs across a different locations. So you have applications located in a different locations. Don't worry, you can have a single management console so that you can application running in a different locations. You can have a different gateways and in each and every location, but those gateway can communicate to the single management server, and you have a visibility of entire your networks, entire application on a single management console. The we have one management server which communicates to my thread radar. Then I have a WAF gateways, which basically configured in different methods. You can see it's an inline mode, or maybe out of band mode. That's a reverse, that's a sniffing mode. We can also configure in the transparent bridge, reverse proxy, and of course transparent reverse proxy as well. We provide the application-centric policies. So policies are tied to the applications, which is rather than the network interface or network segment, simplifying the policy management. So the policy management becomes very easy. You have your own predefined, Imperva have their own predefined policies, but if you wish to customize it, you can have the policy customized as per your requirements as well. Similar way, we provide different kind of alert aggregation. So if alerts are coming from a similar sources or alerts are coming for a similar attacks, we can do the aggregation, and we'll be able to provide a single information with multiple kind of attacks. For example, if you receive the cross-site scripting attacks, you should be able to, we will automatically aggregate it. And when you click on that attack, you'll be able to see what are the different locations the attack has been initiated, and so on. The more things is ADC updates. That's our team who always updates certain kind of policies and signatures. We've already been protecting around more than 250 million websites, including a WAF and the cloud network. And of course, if you wish to have the full analytics and full visibility, we also have the attack analytics as a module. So that's what I want to cover from the Imperva application security, guys. If you guys have any specific questions, I'm more than happy to take it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.